All right, so I'm gonna wait for a couple of seconds to see if some people enter the chat. This is kind of late, but I've been thinking about this series often. The Self-Made series. Okay. So if anyone wants to ask a question, you can leave a chat here. Leave a chat here. Hey, Alicia, I say, girl. If you want to call me today, I'm gonna leave my number for people to call. I have a line that can be called. So if you want to call in, ask some questions, be my guest. Oh, thank you, Alicia Ase. Thank you, girl. Okay, so I'm gonna leave my number in the chat so you guys can call if you want. 1 second. It's my Google number. So anybody can hit up the Google number. I will be taking calls. I've been taking calls from subbies and just viewers in general. Hey, Mona. Hi, guys. Okay. All right. So that's my number. If you want to hit me up, you can hit me up and I will answer the phone and talk to you while we are live. Okay. Hey, Goddess Tay. Hey. Okay. So I wanted to talk about the Madam C.J. Walker movie that Netflix created. It's called Self-Made. And although there was a lot of talk about the historical inaccuracies of that series, it was like a 4-part Netflix series. Even though there were a bunch of historical inaccuracies, I heard that some of the descendants of the people featured in the movie were a little upset about how these historical figures were portrayed. Just overall, it was a great production. It was creative. It was honestly okay. So if I could pick only one word to describe the tone or the feeling of the movie, right, it would definitely be inspirational. Just absolutely inspirational. And we all know that Madam C.J. Walker was the first self-made woman millionaire ever in the United States. Ever. Not Black woman, but woman. The first self-made millionaire woman. Like, this woman lived her life in the wake of, let's see, Jim Crow, sharecropping. Let's see, she was born in 1867 and she died in 1919. It's crazy. I mean, if she can make she made $1 million back then. Back then, y'all, in the late 1800s. Okay, you know how much money that would be right now? An insane amount of money. I heard that she lived around she lived around the great industrialists like Rockefeller, maybe Ford too. They all lived in the same neighborhood in this central New York location. And what's really interesting about it, the movie was wonderful. It was very inspirational. I would encourage any woman, especially women of color, to watch that movie because it will definitely inspire you to create your own empire. You know, like we spend all this time going to work, working for what? Working for who? Working for what and who? Working for corporations, companies not owned by us or people of our community. We sitting here being worker bees, being little ants, getting other people rich, getting other communities rich. And we're not setting up the corporations, we're not setting up companies, we're not setting up the systems, we're not setting up the infrastructure. We are not setting up businesses and assets that will create and generate wealth for us and our future generations and our children to come. Muna, okay, so Muna said a company equals a man. Not always. I mean, now it's a little better. But yeah, definitely the vast majority of corporations and companies are owned by men, right? So, I mean, this movie was just absolutely amazing. Yeah, Alicia, I say we can definitely do it too. And I push myself and I get so distracted. But, the reason why that movie really meant a lot to me is because when I was growing up, I used to love reading about, powerful and influential Black activists and Black figures throughout history, especially in American history. And I always had these books. I had these books on like Nat Turner, Jesse Owens, Mae Jemison, Madam C.J. Walker, Malcolm X, like all these Rosa Parks. And I don't think I've ever had a book on Madam C.J. Walker. So, but I always knew about her. I always knew that she invented, she would create these hair products for Black women. And then you can just see it today. I mean, like, you just look on YouTube. Black hair is a huge industry. A huge industry. It's so huge that we got crazy people out here. Like, I recently had some issues with non-Black people asking me, is that your real hair? And I'm like, would you ask that to a non-Black person, ma'am? Would you ask that to a non-Black person? If you want to ask that to a non-Black person, don't ask it to me, because that's racist. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. But my point is that the industry is huge. So huge that, even though Black people are considered a minority, make up less than 15% of the US population, everybody just thinks they know everything about hair. That's how big this industry is. And she kind of set that tone. And what's really exciting, I wanted to share this with everyone, is if you are a woman, and if you are a woman of color thinking about starting her own business, there is a program now. Mona, what are you talking about? That is the black magic. Girl, what are you talking about? Okay. All right. So there's an article here from Diversity Inc. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to show you. This is what the article kind of looks like. The light is in the way. But it says Madam C.J. Walker's mansion to become a think tank for women of color entrepreneurs. A think tank. Madam C.J. Walker lived among the richest people in America in her day. She was like the sore thumb sticking out among a whole bunch of white men like Ford and Rockefeller. And she was like the only black woman who owned a mansion in that neighborhood. The mansion's name was Villa Lewaro. Villa Lewaro was designed and completed 100 years ago by Ventnor Tandy, the first licensed black architect in New York State and the founder of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternities. So if you know anything about the Alpha fraternity, the architect that built Madam C.J. Walker's mansion was the founder, was the cornerstone person that created the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity at Cornell University. I'm bragging right now, but Cornell is a special place to me because I got my education there. But yeah, this is really exciting. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You should look it up if you are interested in entrepreneurship as a woman of color. And yeah. So it says, let's see. The former estate of Madam C.J. Walker, who was known as the nation's first self-made female millionaire and beauty pioneer, will serve as the site of a learning institute for women of color. So it's going to be a place where women of color can congregate to learn how to become better entrepreneurs and to build businesses and to serve our communities with our entrepreneurial endeavors, right? It says the National Trust for Historic Preservation announced last week that the New Voices Foundation purchased Walker's home called Villa Lewaro for an undisclosed amount. The foundation functions as a nonprofit wing of the 100 Million New Voices Fund, which focuses on women of color entrepreneurs. Now, if any of you, okay, let me do some quick research really quick. New Voices Foundation. Okay, I think this is owned by a very popular company that most Black women would know about. Let's see. What is going on? Okay. That is not letting me get inside this website. Okay, here we go. The New Voices Foundation. All right, let's see. New Voices Fund. Okay, so if you know Shea Moisture, if you know that hair company, that beauty company, you'd know that, here we go. It is at least, okay, all right, here we go. I just found a Forbes article. It says, meet the brands funded by Sundial and Unilever's new fund for women of color entrepreneurs. This is so exciting to me. So Sundial is kind of like the umbrella company that created Shea Moisture, that created Nubian Heritage, and created Madam C.J. Walker's hair care line or whatever. It's like a new line of hair care products available at Sephora. I know the abbreviation is MCJ. So if you go to Sephora and look, ask someone for MCJ hair products, this line of products is specifically designed for women of color and their hair needs. And yeah, so Shea Moisture is putting some serious money into the development and the support and the nurturing of women of color entrepreneurs. And I know this video hasn't been very much about the actual series. I don't want to give out spoilers. I was kind of mad that I watched the video on the series and there was like a bunch of spoilers and I didn't really get to enjoy or be surprised watching the series. I just wanted this review to just tell you guys how inspired I was by the story, by Madam C.J. Walker's story, and inspired by the people who are honoring her legacy by creating a think tank out of her mansion. I mean, I think that's very powerful, and it's a huge advancement for us in our community. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I have my number right here. If you guys ever want to text me, this is my Google number. And if you guys ever want to text me to ask me, to tell me what you want me to cover in future videos, let me know. I'm very open and very accommodating. And yeah, I will see you lovely people later. Okay? All right. Bye. Thank you for tuning in. Alicia Asay, Goddess Tay, Muna. See you guys later. Bye.